do what I want, I do what I want, I do what I want. My name is mine, and I do what I want, I do what I want, I do what I want, I do what I want. My name is mine, and I do what I want. My mind moves so fast, it could been time. Reorienting itself like fidgeting lug nuts spinning on a wheel. It's always in motion. Calibrating sickness by my ability to get out of bed and show up for work in the morning. It puts itself on autopilot, flying through the clouds, disappearing into space until someone says, good morning. Triggering its signal to land because my body sits in plain sight and there's no runway to run away from all of the air traffic it's forced to control. My mind protects itself by deflecting, ricocheting negativity with a mirror in hand facing you. She is bulletproof. You cannot break her with manipulation. You won't force her to internalize and own what she didn't buy or reap what she didn't sow. My mind has a mind of its own, supporting itself by whispering words of affirmation to stay motivated through the day. So if no one else tells it how wonderful it is, it will still know that it's okay. Kissing its membrane regularly, so it knows what love should feel like when it exists outside of the mind. Programs codes for hugs on arrival, so my body can feel safe in intimate spaces with strangers around. Lo-fi beats calm its cranial nerves. My mind is a powerful thing. So much so I can't always trust it to have my back because it's always looking out for itself. My mind don't give a damn about what this body doesn't want to do. If it decides that we're gonna do something, we're going to do that something. At times, it could be indignant and resolute, thinking that it knows what's best. After all, even if my heart stops beating, this body will live on if my mind keeps breathing. My mind is a cocky motherfucker. You can't tell it nothing. It lives in a fortress of confidence made with steel, not acquired by mining for coal. My mind is beautiful, programmed for safety. I have to be careful not to overload it with tasks non-conducive to restoration. One likely coping mechanism of entities as such can be to self-destruct. Program self-destructing in 5, 4, 3, 2. For now, it's constantly reprogramming itself for wellness whenever I take a seat and simply do nothing. Do nothing, do nothing. My mind is precious. My mind is subject to change course in the middle of a sentence, both in conversation and on paper. My mind is fragile. I should do a better job of taking care of it. I do what I want, I do what I want, I do what I want. My name is mine, and I do what I want.
Definitely my favorite track. I mean, the conversation that she has is just so real, so candid, and you can literally play this song back to back and just really just take so much from it. You know, I mean, if you really break it down, honestly, that's what I like about her art and her skill set. You could go back and time and time again and take something new from it. You could look at it so many different ways, and it's so visual for me. You know what I mean? I get just the energy of who she is, and the way she can articulate that. You know, musically, it's just I think it's one of her best expressions of who she is, and it shows you a bit of her mind, and this definitely did it for me. So I don't know what number we were at when we got, like, what song we were at when we got to this one, but I know this one definitely, like, changed. I don't say changed, it affirmed. I felt smart. I felt like, oh, I work with her, I'm smart, because I'm smart for working with her, because I knew she had that it factor, and which is why I reached back out, just to make sure I let her know, hey, I heard you. I know you're dope, and I want the world to hear how great of an artist she is.
This is probably my favorite of the favorite track, and honestly, all of them have been so relatable. But this one, I feel like so many people can relate to, because so many of us kind of just live in our minds, and it can be a fun place and it can be a really bad place sometimes. And so there was like a line in there just about like your mind looking out for itself and trying to just turn your mind off sometimes and have happy thoughts. I just could really resonate with this. And also just like taking care of your mind, and like I think a big thing is social media and like what we consume, and so trying to do a better job of like what you're putting into your mind and like those thoughts you're having. But I just have to say you're so talented. I knew you were talented, but like this is incredible, and you're such a beautiful spirit, like inside and out. So I know we're all blessed to know you in some capacity, but I just have to say,
Thank you.
Extremely talented.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I appreciated that you talked about the connection of the mixer, because I felt like this was the cleanest mix that I've heard of all of the tracks thus far. Balance wise, like the voice integration with the track, it just was like very, very well blended of all of the tracks that I've heard thus far. So that made sense that he was able to connect with that one. It shows in there.
And that's a testament to like every studio session is different. Who knows what she's been through that day? She might call and say, "Hey, I want to cancel the session because I'm tired," or or I'm gonna try to make it, and we're in that space where once we're in the studio, we have to get the authentic Glenance, and we have to capture it, and we don't want to try to chase it too much. So I think we really never chased anything on this album. We everything was, whether it was she was down here or up here, and when you're dealing with so many emotions, it is a lot of emotions on these records. And so, I try to be kind of like conscious of that as well, but still pushing her to get the best product, because at the end of the day, people have to hear it,
Yeah. And I think relationship is really important for those of you artists in the room working with other artists. Relationship is important. I feel like this came out so beautifully because of the relationships, right? Like the relationship that Verse has with Yuki as the head engineer and mixer, a relationship that we all have together, that I have with Verse, because you heard the compatibility of it in terms of how things come together, which is really, really beautiful.